Hi everyone, welcome to this Spectre Operation Battle Report. The first mission of my campaign Operation Dark Winter is taking place in the Dumbo region on this Brooklyn map. So let's check the detail of this mission. I will just click on the Dumbo region, and here, as you can see, there is a bit of flavor text. The objective of this first mission is simply to reach the GTF safe house. You are an agent of the division, you have just been activated, you are a single soldier on the battlefield, and your goal is to reach the rest of the GTF forces. There is quite some enemy presence. The game setup, I basically just need to reach the other side of the board, and as a reward, I will be granted 8 new GTF members that will be randomly selected if the mission is successful. So let's have a look at the board we are playing with today. So this is the board. There is 2 main buildings with 1 small shed, lots of vehicles scattered all around, lots of construction stuff and some trashes. Yeah, should be a good play on that. Now let's have a look at our main character. This is my agent of the division. The stats are based on a trained model, but then I added some modifier. It's what I call the not everyone born equals rule. So basically I roll dice for each stat. On a 1 and 2 the stat got a -1, and on a 6 the stat got a +1. My agent is equipped with a high-end pistol with lots of accessory on it. He has a scanner pulse that will grant targeting and lethality roll a bonus, and he also have the ability return fire that fire automatically when targeted at. And for this specific mission, he will be facing some rioters, and here are the stat cards for the rioter faction. So yeah, let's now roll for deployment. For the deployment, I will simply roll a scatter dice, and this will define where my where my division agent will spawn. So it's on this edge of the map, and I will just basically place here on the corner and just placing it in cover. And now what I will do is actually place what I call the hidden token. Because I'm playing this campaign solo, I don't want to know in advance where the enemy are, so I'm playing this simple hidden token from Spectre. And what I will do throughout the game is that when I have a line of sight of them on those tokens, I will roll on the detection table, and if the roll is successful, I will unveil what's actually on those tokens. And what I did is basically I have created some deck of cards where you can find a level 1 enemy, like simple enemy, advanced enemy, leader, empty card, and civilians. And what I do here simply is I will shuffle those decks, and I will draw from those decks to create a new deck. So here I'm drawing 3 cards from the enemy level 1 tier deck, so that's pretty easy enemy. I draw 1 leader. Here I'm drawing 2 civilians card, and I will draw also 5 empty card. I will shuffle those cards together, and at each time I will detect one of those hidden tokens. I will randomly draw one of these cards that will place something, or maybe nothing. It may be an empty card, but at least I don't know in advance what's coming up. So here I've started. This is the first turn, and actually I already had in line of sight this first token, so I draw 1 card, and the first card is actually 2 civilians. So I will just take 2 civilian models and place them on the battlefield on the spot of this hidden token. I will just remove that. They are facing this direction, so I'm just using a scatter dice to check which direction they are facing. Civilian will play a pretty important role later on in the game, but for this first mission I was trying to focus on my agent and the combat with the rioters. So now let's go to the movement phase. I have 2 options. Either I go toward the road. The exit is at the end of this road over here, so I can either go up top and follow the road, but there is a lot of enemy presence, potential enemy presence. Or what I can also do is go on the bottom of the screen over here near on the side of the building in the alley. So here is what I did. So I just started moving on the back of the buildings, and since I don't have any enemy around, I will just make a sprint tactical action. So yeah, that's pretty much for this first turn. Now let's jump on the second turn. As you can see here, we have two hidden tokens, something to be careful at. So here, it's the second turn. I moved tactically up on the side of the building and I drew one card, and actually it's one assaulter and one tank. The tank is equipped with a heavy weapon and also heavy body armor. So here I have my Glock 19, I have a compact red dot and laser sight, so +3 to targeting roll. And actually I will do rapid fire, so I will fire 2 shots at -1 plus the 3 that means that I am +2. And I targeted the tank because it's the most dangerous enemy, and the first shot injured him and the second shot just basically killed him since he was already injured. So he's down over here. So that's it for this turn. Now on to the new turn. On the new turn, I rolled for initiative. I still have the initiative. And actually what I did is I rolled for, I draw one card for the two tokens that are quite near the enemy that I just engaged, and those two cards were empty, so I'm glad that not a new mob of enemy just spawned near our location. So what I will do here is I will move tactically near those barrels, so in case my enemy here try to run off, I can have a better line of sight on him. And now let's have a look at what he will be doing. So for that, I'm rolling 2 dice, 1 black and 1 white dice, and I'm using the Zablan Doctrine by Ivan Nylander to define what the enemy faction will be doing. So on a 5 and 5, they will try to flank, move, and sprint. So that's actually pretty good, since he won't be trying to shoot at me if I miss him. So best bet if he wants to flank me is probably on the side of this pickup truck. So he will just move on the side of the pickup over here and just sprint. Yeah, just sprint on the side. So yeah, let's just move him over here. He's in cover, so probably like a +2 to its cover when I will try to shoot at him. So what I will try to do is double tap him. Again, like a division agent with an iron pistol is pretty lethal, so I will do a rapid fire. And yeah, 4 and 1, +3 for the accessory, -2 for the cover behind the car. So yeah, jumping on the next turn, start of the next turn, the enemy was downed. The first shot was actually lethal, and on this new turn I actually can see one of the hidden tokens. So I will just roll for detection because it's outside of the first range, and actually that was really bad roll. That's a really high-hand squad of enemy, 2 assaulter, 1 tank, 1 heavy weapon, and 1 leader. That's a pretty large and important enemy groups, and I will try to avoid them as much as possible. I don't have all the models for this specific faction, so here on the right I use a heavy weapon from the Rikers faction and 1 tank from the Cleaners faction that is not painted yet, that has 2 flamethrowers. But yeah, I still need to paint a few models for this Rioter faction. So we'll definitely try to avoid them. I hope they will do a U-turn and try to go on the other side. But in the meantime, what I want to do is actually loot the enemy corpses that I just downed over here. So we'll just move in contact to this first guy. And for this campaign, what I created is a loot system. So basically, when I reach dead body, I will do a first roll. On a 1 to 3, I found nothing. And a 4 to 6, I found something. Then I will do a second roll. On a 1 to 5, I will loot 1 item from the current difficulty setting I'm playing on, and on a 6, I will find some better gear. To better understand how the system works, here is a quick look at the map. The map is divided in 3 different regions. the red, the green, and the orange. The red regions are controlled by the Rioters faction, which in the Spectre Operation rulebook refer as the untrained/civilian, so a pretty easy faction to fight against. This faction will drop some standard quality items, which are on screen right now, so pretty simple weapon with less to no accessory. The medium difficulty will be the militia. It's the cleaners faction, a bit tougher to fight, and they will drop some superior quality items, which are on screen right now. It's the cards that are in purple. Then the last region, the orange region, are controlled by the Rikers faction, which in the Spectre rulebook act as trained soldier, and this region will drop some high-end quality items. But there is a chance, based on the region you are on, that you will drop an item from the from one tier higher. So when you are in the red region, there is a chance you will drop a superior card based on the roll on the dice. So here I will have my deck of cards. So I first just roll a dice, so a 5, so I found something, then another dice, and it was actually a 6. That means it was a higher tier weapon. It was not the basic card, it's just the tier after. So here I have my deck of cards ready to be looted. That's the first tier, that's the first, it's the standard quality gear. It's weapon with less to no accessory. There is some pistol and whatnot. Then there is the superior gear. Here we have some body armor, silencer, we have some shotgun with some equipment. And like here we have a Vector that we can barely see him, sorry for the camera. And then the high-hand loot is really the greatest loot you can find, like high-hand LMG, sniper rifle, DMR. So yeah, pretty high-end weapon. So here again I roll a 6, that means I can loot something a bit better than my current difficulty, and it's superior card. And I found this HK M716. Doesn't really exist in the real life, but it's just a custom made weapon that have a red dot sight and that has more lethality compared to my pistol. So if I'm trying to engage enemy out of the first range of my pistol, this will be great. So here is the equipment of my division agent right now. That's pretty cool. So what I will try to do on the next turn is actually try to go toward the second body. Pretty bad news, the enemy group moved down the streets toward my exit area, so that's not good right now. But yeah, let's focus on this area over here, and here I will just move 6 inches and go near the new dead body, the second dead body, and again I will try to loot him to find something new. So just rolling a dice, and that's a 1, so I found nothing on this new body. As you can see here, there are a couple of hidden tokens toward the exit, but I don't have line of sight. So that's pretty much the end for my movement. And yeah, now let's check the movement of the enemy faction. Also, that was great. So they are switching direction. They are coming back on their where they came from, so 6 inches. So that's pretty good because they will move them really away from the exit area. And yeah, I will probably just try to run toward the exit because I really don't want to engage this huge group of enemy with just my pistol and my battle rifle. So on the next turn, what I did, actually 2 turns already passed, so I just move inside the building and I go up top of this last room over here, and I went to the window to have eyes on this hidden token. I just passed a couple of action, and I will draw 1 card. There is nothing over here, and that's pretty much it for this turn, and the enemy group kept moving in that direction, so I'm pretty good with that. Next turn, actually, I revealed the last hidden token that was actually near the exit, and I have this group of enemy really sitting at the exit. 2 assaulter, 1 controller. The controller have a bag where we can get a a turret and place down a turret that's basically just one other model that is not moving but is shooting. So it's yeah, the controller is pretty good target to shoot at first. So I will take my rifle and aim for this model over here. So I just rolled 3, and here I will roll for defense of my guy, and the shot was not lethal actually, but he's heavily wounded and will die in 3 turns. He's bleeding out. So now here I will roll to see what the 2 remainder enemy will do in this turn. So here I'm just rolling 2 dice, a 2 and a 5, and again I will look at the Zablan doctrine, a 2 and a 5. They will be careful, move and shoot. So here what I will do is just move them in cover carefully, so they just move in cover. It was the best cover if they want to have line of sight on me. So I just move them over here, just place this guy a bit more in cover. And yeah, let's go toward the action phase. So what I will try to do with my guy is actually shoot at the first assaulter on the right. So I just roll a 2, which is pretty bad, but I have high ground, so +1, and I also have a red dot sight, so +2, -2 for the cover. I switched that off screen, but it was a direct hit. It was killed immediately. Then the second assaulter shot at me. He did a really good roll, 1 6 and a 5. The first shot actually missed me, but the second shot hit me. And I am currently stunned for the remainder of this turn. So let's jump on to the next turn. For the next turn, I roll again on the Zablan Doctrine, a 5 and a 6. So the enemy model is trying to flank me, move and sprint. So the guy moved from the newspaper stand to the back of my building, trying to move up the stair on the next turn. So what I did here, I saw him moving, I was just stunned. Now that I'm not stunned anymore, actually, the enemy faction also split in 2 squads trying to move toward me, and here I see a bit of pressure, so I'm just trying to rush throughout the window. So I just did here agility test that I passed, and here I just jump outside of the window on the toilet stand and move, just checking. We just check the size really quickly, the length of my jump and how long I can move after that jump. So I just jumped here and moved 1 inches roughly from the toilet, trying to stay really close to the building, and I will try to run toward the exit for the next turn. So for the next turn, I actually lost the initiative, so the enemy faction kept moving using the Zablan Doctrine, so one of the 2 groups on the back rushed behind this grey car, and the second moved carefully, ready to shoot. And the second guy that was alone just kept moving inside the building, and yeah, that's pretty much it for them. And here, I really won't have time to loot anybody. I will just rush toward the exit. I really can't afford myself a fight against all that enemy. So here, I just rush toward the exit, and that's the end of this mission. Thank you so much for having a quick look at this battle report. Hope you like it. It's the first time I'm doing this kind of videos. I will try to improve myself both in the lighting and the composition of that. But yeah, it's really just the first mission of this campaign. I have 49 missions to follow, so there will be a lot more video on Spectre operation and all those battle reports. Let me know what you think of this video, if you want to see more of the dice throwing stuff, or if I just completely remove that and just show what happened and just cut everything. So yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks you everyone for watching. See you for the next one. Bye everyone.